Alright everybody, welcome to Wangetti. I absolutely love this place. One of my favourite beaches in the whole of northeast Queensland. It is completely isolated, although there is the main Captain Cook Highway running along the back end of it. Very few people actually come here. It's a bit of a hidden gem of the area. So you've got a northern car park and a southern car park. And at the moment I am at the northern car park, just underneath Rex Lookout, which is a tourist spot where people stop and have a look at the view. So what I'm going to do is go back to basics a bit, and you see I've got a bit of cardboard in my hand, and that's just awesome for doing sit-ups on the beach. So I'm going to put the cardboard down and we'll get going. So I always have a bit of cardboard with me because no matter where I go, I can just put it on the ground, and you know, I'm not going to get grit all over my back and make me itchy and scratch me. It's pretty obvious. So this is what I do a lot of. Sit-ups are fantastic, and actually it's what I started with when I was 14 years old. I did 50 sit-ups and then another 50. It took me a little while to build up to that, but I just did that, and I just did it non-stop year after year after year, and it's pretty much my favorite exercise. It is, you know, fantastic. So very simple, just sit on the ground and off we go. So I'm going to go for 50. So after this, I'll show you what I do now to increase the resistance. I think that's 30. So what I do is I lift my legs onto an object, and I've then got to lift my torso higher, so it increases the tension, and it's harder. Now I think I've done over 35, so I'm going to call that 35, so it's 36, 37. Pretty sure I've done a bit more. Fantastic. So I find that's extremely good for keeping your core strong. There are many different ab exercises, but that one is my favorite. I stick to that one. You can do a lot of other ones, but for me that's the best return on time investment. I stick to it, and I do hanging leg raises now and again, but for me that's the one. It's great. So there we go. Alrighty, I'm now behind a tree. So this is the object I'm going to use, and I'm just going to put my feet higher up, raise them up. So this is what I do. Put my feet up on the tree, and that's now going to make it much harder for me the higher I go. So the two things that make it harder are the higher I go and the closer I put my bum to the tree. So I'm going to start off about there, and yep, that's a lot harder. And the third thing that can make it hard is obviously if the ground is declining away from what you're going up onto. Let's go. Let's try and get 25 out. Alright, 2, 3. being bitten by an ant. Okay, so I will do that 4 times over to make it 100, and I do that pretty much every single day, so you can build up to that. What I do is I don't do them back to back. I do a circuit, as I explained in my first video. I like circuits a lot, so I might do 3 other exercises and then come back to this one, and then that's the same for all the other ones. So I give myself a reasonable break in between, and I like that. That works for me. It allows me to get up a lot of reps in all the different exercises I do, and at the end of the day it's all about just doing what makes you happy and what keeps you motivated. So I hope that one helps. Give it a go. Beautiful, beautiful Wangetti. Here it is in all its magic. And it runs in this direction for more than 5 kilometers. I absolutely love running along it. I've just come off the beach because it's quite wide here, and I've got this creek right behind me. Take a look at that, and it is home to a 4-meter croc, at least 4 meters. And I will put a link below, the local that's taken a rather good video of this crocodile over there in the ocean. So I was actually on a phone call in the middle of the phone call about 6:20 at night, and I was standing just over here, and then behind me in the middle popped up Mr. Salty, and he was taking a good look at me, and I thought, hang on, is that a log? And about 15 seconds later the log disappeared again. So they are out there, and you don't really see them until it's too late. Alright, simple stuff. Found some rocks, so let's just smash out some push-ups on these rocks. I'm going to go for 25. 25. Now my grip wasn't very perfect, but that doesn't matter. It's just about finding something and getting on with it. Now you might be thinking, why is he running all over the beach with shoes on? What's going on? So the reason is shoulder press, really. If you're using resistance bands and you put them on without shoes, you're going to really notice it. So I wear shoes most of the time because for doing your rowing with bands or shoulder press, you're going to want the support. So let's just get on with it. I'll go into more detail about this another time, but for now I just want to get my workout in. So I'm going to do 12 of these. Just hold it at the end, get as much as you can out of it, and there we go. Shoulder press in paradise. Now personally I'm not really into doing calisthenics on trees and things. I find it a real pain, mostly just because you're going to get scratched up, and the grip that you need is going to be much wider, so that actually means that you're going to do less reps, it's harder. But seeing as I'm here, I found a tree. I'll just show you quickly, just to chin up. Let's do some chin ups. try and do 4, 5, 6. Alright, I'll just leave it at 12. And of course, the next thing you can do is then the pull-up. Just got a mental block there, pull-up. So let's give that a go. All right, 10. Not that impressive, but the grip there is much bigger and it's a lot harder. So if I could normally do on a smaller bar, maybe let's say 17, 18, that's like doing 10 on that, much harder. So there we go. Okay, so I've come off the beach to the car park, and what we have is a more realistic setting for most people who might be watching. So we've got behind me a bench and a concrete footing and some steel bars going up. So you can do quite a lot with this, and what I'm going to show you is what I would do here and inspire some people to get it going. So what I've got down here is a crate, and I'm going to do some push-ups on that, and then I've got my trusty cardboard behind me to do some more sit-ups. So I'm going to set the tripod up and we'll get going. Alright, so you want to do a push-up but you're struggling. So basically, the higher your legs go, the harder it's going to be for you. So if I start off and my legs are behind me, raised up on this bench, and I'm going down like that, that is obviously much harder than if my legs are lower on the ground, because now I'm taking less weight. And then to make it even easier, you can have your knees on the ground and then you're just pushing off an object like that. Now if you do 15 of them every single day, you just keep doing them, before you know what, you're going to be lifting your knees off the ground, and then you're going to be doing 15 of them, and then at some point you're going to be raising your legs up, and now you can really start doing it. Now the other thing I would say is something I call going below the ground. So you've got your object that you are lifting, you're pushing yourself from, and as you come down, your chest is able to go really, really far in. Now if you were to just do a standard push-up on the ground, you're fine, but you can't go as low. Whereas if you've got an object here and you're coming down your chest, you can go lower than it, get a much better push. So give that a one a go. All right, just want to explain that one a bit more with the push-up. So when you're doing a normal push-up on the ground, when you go down, your chest stops you from going lower than about that. Now if you find an object that you can grip on the sides and your chest is behind the object, you can now go much lower and you're going to get a much bigger, you're going to really pull the muscles and it's going to toughen you up. So that's why I just move over here. That's why this crate here is perfect, because as I'm coming down, if this is the ground, my chest, I stop here. Whereas if I'm holding it here, now I can bend my arms much more. It's not the easiest thing to show. I might not be showing it too well, but keep it in mind. So if you've got ideally 2 bars and a gap in between, you know, something like that, just keep it in mind. I call it going below the ground, and you actually go much lower, and you get a lot tougher from it. Alrighty, back on the sit-up. So this time I got a bar in front of me, a little bit more realistic for some people. So I'm going to raise my legs up against it. Got my cardboard underneath to stop me from getting scratched to pieces, and I'm going to do 25. Here we go. All right, now the only other thing to mention is, as you keep doing that, you'll find that your bum is constantly moving out, so you do have to sort of jump up back towards the bar quite often. That's totally normal, and it gets even worse if the ground that you're on is declining away from the object, which makes it a lot tougher too. So there we go. All right, now if you watched my video yesterday, my first video, you would have seen me doing this. So we've got this bench, and what I'm going to do is some dips on it. Now first I'm just going to check underneath to make sure we don't have any spiders, and now that it's all clear, I'm just going to grab both sides of it and off I go. Okay, now my legs were not touching the ground, but what I will do is I'll just quickly change the perspective so that you can see what's happening underneath. And try and go nice and low so that my chest is touching the table there, and I'll just try and do another, what's that, getting up to 10 I think, so 20 overall. All right, that's a really good one, and you don't need normal dipping bars to make that happen. You're getting a very similar workout, and you can do that pretty much anywhere, so give it a go. All right, let's get back out in this beautiful weather. So I'm just going to do 12 more of these, and then take you on a little walk down the beach. Now, resistance bands are just fantastic because this weighs practically nothing. I can take it anywhere with me. It's extremely quick to get ready. Obviously it's just got, I tied up with a band and off we go. And I have this one for my shoulder press and for doing rowing, and then I've got smaller ones. I've got one for doing the front raise, this one. So they're fantastic, and I find really, for shoulder press, well, how are you actually going to do that without a set of weights? Really, the only way to do a shoulder press with calisthenics, to my knowledge, is actually doing a handstand push-up. Now, of course, most people can't do that, so this is a very good way to get there, if that's what you've got in mind. And the other thing is, rowing is extremely hard to pull off, really, without resistance bands. So you can wrap a band around something, sit down, pull it towards you. They're just fantastic for that. Alrighty, let's keep going. Okay, so before we go along the beach, there's something I just want to show you. What we have here is a gate, and you can do a lot on this, a hell of a lot. So I think I'll show you more stuff on another video, because I really want to just get going along the beach. But what I will show you is front bar dips, and I'm just going to do it on the top of this. So here we go. All right, nice and simple. You just want to have clearance for your knees, so you don't want to be doing it here. You want to move along here, so your grip is there, this way, not that way, this way, and just put your knees through, and off you go. And I'm going to try and do 20. 9. 14. 15. Again. 18. 9. Want to get your chest nice and low to try and touch the bar as you're doing it. and there we go. That really getting me there. Dips are just the best. All right, I can't resist it. So what we've got here is the post for the gate, and I'm just going to show you a variant of a dip, which I love doing. So this is something a little bit different. All right, so just make sure again you've got clearance for your knees, and so you don't want to be doing it this way. Do it this way where I've got clearance, and I'm just going to grab the top of it there and go as low as possible and then up. And I'm keeping all of my body off it apart from my hands. 5. All right, and what am I feeling? Well, I've just gone and done other type of dip there. I'm really feeling it here, and again here in my arms. So it's a very good one. Give that a go. That's a different one, and you know, this is outdoor workout at its best. Okay, it's actually a bit too windy for me to be filming on the beach right now, so I'm going to conclude my video now, and I'll be coming back to Wangetti because this is just such a great place to film. So I hope that you get some inspiration. There is more advanced stuff coming, but I also want to, I don't want to alienate people, so you know, if you really want me to show you how to get started in something, just let me know. And until next time, from me at Wangetti, take it in, isn't it great? Look at this. It's just fantastic.